Jet Set Radio!
In 1999, the Dreamcast released, and Sega needed new games for their console, so they called on some studios to make new games for their console. One of the games was Jet Set Radio.
Let's look at the fun.
The studio signed by was one of Sega's first-party studios, coming from other parts of Sega. Before Jet Set Radio, they developed mostly sports games for the consoles, like these ones. The most successful games they made were Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon Saga. Jet Set Radio is made up of most of the people that developed Panzer Dragoon. The Andromeda team and the other Sega devs combined together. They said they wanted to make something different from the games that they were making before. At the 1999 Game Show Awards, Jet Set Radio was shown and drew attention from its cel-shaded graphics. One of the artists, Yuto Yuta, said that he wanted to create something cool that dealt with pulp culture and that was completely different from the previous games that he made. Yuta was inspired by Parappa the Rapper at the 1996 game show, saying that it was one of the first games to show off pulp culture, and Fight Club that introduced the anti-establishment themes of Jet Set Radio. Kikuchi, the game's director, said that the game could have been an adventure game or a role-playing game, but the superiors were not satisfied. Kikuchi also had problems with leading the team, which made it harder to develop a game, but with the visual style made before the gameplay, it put them on the right track to make the game. The game was one of the earliest games to feature an open 3D world, but that made it a problem, not with the Dreamcast hardware, but with the programming. Another Dreamcast game, Shenmue, was also open world, but Kikuchi said that the games had different challenges. Jet Set Radio had you running, jumping, and grinding in a city, unlike Shenmue, that doesn't let you jump or go at that speed that Jet Set Radio has. They also wanted to have multiple NPCs on the screen to show that it would be impossible for the PlayStation 2 to replicate what the Dreamcast did. Way later after the game's release, Jet Set Radio had an HD port to newer consoles in 2012 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, mobile devices, PC, and the PlayStation Vita. Pretty new, huh? The story takes place in Tokyo-to. At the time, the biggest things were magnetic incline skates, which are just rollerblades, and a new radio station, Jet Set Radio, operated by a DJ called Professor K. There are street punks called Rudies, and go across the city covering it in graffiti because it's how they express themselves. The police don't like this because graffiti is a crime, so the police, led by Captain Oshima, puts the Rudies behind bars by any means necessary. Your gang, the GGs, own Shibuya-cho as their territory, but it seems someone has moved into it. Later on, you take over more territories and get new recruits for your game. After getting all the territories in Tokyo-to, new recruits from Grind City come over to join your gang because their city has been taken over by the Rokaku group. After they join, the same group comes in and invades Tokyo-to as well. Not even the police can do anything about it because they're scared of them, so your gang, the GGs, has to take them on to get rid of them. The Rokaku group are looking for a CD that contains a demon inside of it. The CD will help take over Tokyo-to and the world, but after you fight the Rokaku leader, you find out that the CD was just a hoax. The controls in Jet Set Radio are really simple. Left stick to move, right trigger to speed up, A to jump, and Y to spray graffiti.
It's actually the left trigger button to spray graffiti, my bad.
You can also grind on the rails, letting you get more momentum than just moving. But to get off the rails, you have to jump off again. But then when you jump off, you can accidentally jump on something else. It would have been easier to have a button just to get off the rail. You can also do tricks by getting enough momentum and jumping off a rail or platform. The graffiti controls are very straightforward. You just rotate the left stick that is shown on the screen. The bigger the tag is, the more rotating you'll have to do, but the smaller ones require you to use just one button. There are 3 stages in the missions that take place in Shibuya-cho, Betten-cho, and Kogen-cho. All of them have gangs you have to take on. There are usually 3 missions in each area, and there are mini areas, like towns in a city. 2 of them you have to find red arrows and spray paint them. The size of the area you're tagging up differs. Mini ones display an animation, small ones have you rotate the left stick as I've stated before. The last type of missions is chasing down the last 3 gang members and tagging them up, which I do not have a hard time beating at all. The more you advance in the story, the more people will join your gang. When people join your gang, they will need to do a showdown, either replicating their moves or racing them. Because the game was on the Dreamcast, it used a network function, the leaderboard. The leaderboard only shows up, on the Steam version at least, what your friend's score was in a level. You can also make your own tag that can be used in the game. You can put letters, symbols, or just draw to make it. As you can see, my custom tag is in the gameplay of this video. There's a reason why people know, talk, and play Jet Set Radio, and it's due to how it stands out with its style. The game is loud, vibrant, and rebellious with its style, not just the art, but the music, and how good it sounds, and how different each style the song has, and how it fits in with its environment, but also the introduction with cel-shaded graphics aiding the beautiful art of the game. There's probably so much more I could say about this game, but I'm just going to leave it there for now. But I think you should play it though, with it being cheap on the PC and not needing crazy ass hardware to run the game. Sorry for how long this video came out between the last one. I just didn't feel like making videos for some reason until now. But it came out because I made a promise for it. But hopefully I'll make even more videos for the next year. So, bye.